that you are part of these people. You are also a police officer, but not in uniform. You are always the first one, because in most cases you're the ones in these issues. You're the one in a community where something has happened. You're always there. You're always everywhere. So it is important to always get this information. And today we are going to be talking about something very, very crucial. That is the community meetings in your area. I was asked a very big question here if I attended one, if I have ever attended one. And I will also pose the same question to you. Have you attended any yet? If you have not, please sit back and you will see the value of attending these meetings. Now, with me here is my brother, Superintendent of Police Thomas Baboineki, who is the CLO or Community Liaison Officer of Chira Road. Greetings, my brother.
Yeah, greetings, Bwana Luke. Greetings, viewers, ladies and gentlemen. I want to convey my greetings to you this morning and wish you a very wonderful day. Luke, allow me congratulate whoever participated in the Way of the Cross. Oh, yes. We are still in the Holy Week. Oh, today is Easter Friday, for those that didn't know. So okay. I want to inform you that we safely went through all these processes, the Way of the Cross, the processions and all that, and it was peaceful. All this is due to your involvement. People got involved, the kind of discipline that was on the road. I highly recommend everyone that did participate and that whoever acted right. My name is Superintendent of Police Thomas Baboineki. As usual, I'm CLO of Chira Road, still existing there. Today we are here to talk about the community security meetings.
Wow.
Here we are.
It's a pleasure. The Globe has also lost a very pertinent person.
The Pope did pass on, and we stand in solidarity with the family members, the Catholic community, and whoever is concerned. We continue to stand with you, and we pray to God that He rests the soul of the Pope in eternal peace.
Wow. Amen. Afande, first and foremost, before we even go far, how is Chira Road station? How is the going in the entire area you cover?
Yeah, Chira Road is entirely safe. I can authoritatively say.
Hello, what are the boundaries?
We are in charge. The boundaries you see as you go to Kamwocha. Immediately you are past Mulago roundabout. You start what we call Chira Road. Okay. So immediately after there, some areas of Mulago Parish, areas of Chitante, Kololo, Mawanda Road, Kamwocha, Chevando, Ntinda, Naguru, up to Chiwatule, Chanja, Komamboga. Those areas are the boundaries of Chira Road. So when I talk Chira Road, whoever is watching us, you know where the boundaries are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And now my question, first and foremost, what are community security meetings?
Yeah, people have not known what community security meetings, but people have known at least what meetings are.
Yeah.
The engagements, you know, when people trek from their different places to meet in a specific place. These days we even have digital meetings, but I'm simply talking about the physical meetings where you are in your area and you are summoned or called up to a certain place that is designated for that day to hold a meeting. That people come in the numbers that they do come, jointly join the others to discuss the security challenges affecting the area. In that, we have always known that places are special in their own way, they are peculiar. So what affects one area may not be affecting the other. And we so believe that the solution to these security challenges lies with the population. And we believe it is not right to leave the public that we are serving behind when we are delivering these services. Look, and the viewers, I must inform you that as security officers, enforcement officers, we are the providers of the security service. And the population are the consumers. So there is always need to sit together and deliberate on the best practices and the mode of operation on how to keep the communities safe. It is intended to keep our communities safe, free from crime. So we believe by going down to the community and having physical meetings, there are a number of issues, there are a number of advantages that we can gain from such meetings. And we do believe, and we are still encouraging all people involved to always come on board. We normally go through the area local leadership, the local council 1, local council 2, and we inform them that we would want to meet together with the population because we believe they have the solution. But once the solutions are not explored, then we remain with the solutions that are not operationalized to try and curb the problem that do affect us as communities. So today, as I come on set, my humble appeal is whoever is watching us and whoever that can disseminate this information forward to encourage everyone involved that whenever there are meetings, especially security meetings summoned in the area where you live, please go and be part of that meeting. Come and give us information. Come and share with us the ideas, the strategy, because we know the communities where we are living, we have people that have the knowledge. We have people that have the expertise. We have people that have the experience. So we need to garner all the above to ensure that we put them together, process them, and find a possible and suitable solution to the security challenges that affect our communities. So today, here we are.
All right. Yeah. And now, when we talk about these security meetings, how often do they happen majorly in these places? And if we could also be specific to Chira Road station, maybe, but you can also give a highlight if in other places of the nation.
Yeah. How they happen is that it can be an initiative of the local leadership, it can be an initiative of the general population, or it can be an initiative of the police, because there will always be very many push factors for such security meetings. There are times when the police will push for such meetings because you realize we may want to communicate something to the population. So it will be our initiative to try and push for that meeting, go through the local leadership and inform people to attend. Then there will be instances when the community members will feel that they are going through a challenge and it's not been addressed or it has not been brought to the attention of the concerned authorities. So the community can push for that meeting, or the local leadership may also push for a meeting depending on how they diagnose a problem and how best they see it. So the intervals within which community meetings do happen will always depend on the situation and the issues that want to be communicated. So to be specific to Chira Road, we encourage our officers in charge to always keep a close collaboration with the local leadership. Always have that direct communication to try and share information, intelligence information on the affairs of security in their areas. So in Chira Road, and I believe in Kampala Metropolitan as a whole, we ensure that we have these community meetings as regularly as we can, because meetings, we know, they are a management tool. So in case you want to have feedback, in case you want to communicate, you must always have these meetings. Even today, there is going to be a meeting in Chanja at 10. By the time I will be exiting this place, a meeting with the landlord is in Chanja will be kicking off. Tomorrow, I will be having a meeting in Idungu zone. That is Chikaya Parish in Kawempe political division. So you realize that when needs arise, we always get these meetings. But even without having such needs, we ensure that we keep meeting, because we must keep a link between us and the people we serve. So our consumers should be updated on the daily processes and operations that we carry out, because as we carry out operations, we realize we need to give accountability. We need to inform the residents or the locals on the success or the outcome of the operation. How many were arrested, how many were charged, how many were prosecuted, and how many did go to court. So such accountability is what we aim at giving back to the community. Then also we ensure that we should get feedback, because once we do not know the purpose as to why we do some of the activities, then abuse becomes inevitable. So on our end, we simply encourage that for as long as we have space, we have time, we have the resources, we should always meet to discuss security matters, because we know that you can do anything. But I've always told you, Bwana Luke, that in the absence of security, it will become hard for all of us to try and operationalize our plans and also do some kind of development, because in a place of turmoil, you can't even do an investment. So it is important that we try and iron out those issues, put our communities to safety through constant communication, through constant meeting, and collectively and jointly ironing out the challenges that the communities do face.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can we talk about how communities get to know about these meetings? How do you create the awareness of these meetings?
Yeah, we use the modalities that are available to us. First of all, there's what we call door-to-door mobilization. Even technology has further helped us that you can have a megaphone. You go all over inviting people to come and attend meetings. On our end, when we want to have one, we write to the area chairperson and inform them that we would want to meet your residents over matters ABC, and then we sit together and apportion a day when we can have a meeting. So it's not only through the community leaders, but we even have special interest groups like the border fraternity. We also go through their leadership, the tax industry, the markets, the street vendors, the street children. We also go ahead and meet them. Of recent, you've known about our programs with the ghetto communities. So where we mobilize them in that, we want to help them reform those that are involved in criminal activities, such that they can at least have a feel that once someone abandons their wrongdoing, they can actually gain acceptance in society, and we see how to help them reform or come out of their wrongdoings. So for as long as we are there, we use all the channels that are available. And technology has further helped us. Right now I'm on set. And whoever is concerned, whoever is viewing and is in the areas of Chanja, he has known that there is going to be a community security meeting. So the media, you've done us great. You are our partners, and we don't take you for granted. This airtime that is given to us freely to mobilize communities, when we have such engagements and they are in real time, we use such platforms to ensure that people get to know about the meetings that are upcoming. So social media has taken over the world. Through Facebook posts, we update status on WhatsApp and the different platforms. We will always, have different posts on X, and we keep tagging the people that are concerned. By doing so, we realize that we go ahead to mobilize people to attend our meetings. Then when we have time and resources, sometimes we do the placards and posters. You print a few posters, go and hang them up in the places that you feel important. So in that, people can always have access to this information, such that people can always attend in the numbers that we do want. But we still have challenges, especially on the posters and all that. The reading culture. It's not common. Someone will reach a place, they will find a poster, but even reading what it entails is going to become a challenge. But we believe with the advent of TikTok and these other media platforms, you can record a 1 2 or 10-second video, and it can be viewed, and within that you'll be spreading information about particular meetings. And whichever platform that we do get to mobilize communities to attend such meetings, we do use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can we also look at the role of the local leaders, or the impact they have in organizing such meetings?
Yeah, the community leaders,
Yes.
and all the leaders of the special interest groups, you realize that when you are, for example, chairperson, you are the chief executive, and within the Local Government Act, it will tell you that the chairperson LOC1 is the head of security of that area. The chairperson LOC3 is the head of security in the division or in the sub-county. And likewise, the chairperson LOC2 will be the head of security in the parish or the ward where they have jurisdiction. So these leaders are very, very pertinent and important to us. To us, we treat them as co-leaders in that regard. And we can never have a community meeting without their involvement. How then can that be? Because first of all, we need to seek their indulgence. They understand the terrain of the areas. Though we equally understand, but still we have to have that respect for each other. The gentleman is in his area, he deserves respect. And to us, we believe by collaborating with them, it helps us push forward our agenda. So while we look at the notion of security, we know that we need everyone on board. Different stakeholders have bigger roles to play when it comes to stabilizing our communities. So the area leadership, first of all, we charge them with the responsibility to do mobilization. Mobilization will always rest on their shoulders. So through their different persons there, the Secretary for Information, they will always try and disseminate the information. Then on diagnosis of the problem, because you realize that the local leaders are more connected and more close to the population and the people in their areas.
Yeah.
So whatever that happens in the community, we have expectation that the chairperson should be in the know. In that most of them even call us. Yesterday we had sudden death. Someone just lost a life in one of the zones in Chira Road in Namuli. And the person that called me first was the chairperson. So meaning that when our local leaders are connected to the reality within their area, then security becomes very easy. And likewise, mobilization for attendance of community meetings, that's why it is tailored through them to ensure that at least they know when their people are always available. For you may go today Friday and you think it is a good day for people to converge and have a meeting when it is not appropriate. But the chairperson will always tell you, in this community we have it is sectored in this way. These are the characteristics, and once we do ABC, our meetings will be a success. Yeah. So the community leaders have a very big role. Then their influence. We believe that once you are elected as a leader, you have the full mandate of the people, the trust of the people. Oh, yes. Those that did elect you, and even those that did not elect you. Because whether you want or not, a community leader, once they are elected, they become your leaders. So the influence that they have, we emphasize that they use it to the advantage of securing and ensuring that our communities are safe. So we base on their profile, we base on their influence to try and bring about safety and attendance of such meetings. Yeah.
How is the trust between the community members and the police so far when these meetings are being held?
Yeah, we keep building. Yeah, and I can assure you that over time, the trust between the community and the police is improving. Yeah, though we still have challenges, but we believe by engaging more, people will always come and understand what we do. like I've told you, when you do not know the purpose, when you do not know the duties, when you do not know the responsibilities, whatever that will come your way, you will misunderstand it. So that's why we encourage that we, the people that serve in the different areas, we should go and meet the population, such that the population can now get used to us. You know, a person that you know and a person that you don't know, you may receive them different depending on how they appear before you. So when we go down to the communities, community members get a chance to interact directly with us. We get a chance to interact directly with them, such that even if they've been having a negative perception, at least on having that kind of physical interaction, perception keeps on changing. So the trust levels and the level of trust between us and the members of the community, it will always keep improving, but it will always depend on the personality. Yeah, we believe that us as the officers, we need to act right. And through our different trainings, it is our mandate to ensure that we improve our image, the perception that the population has towards us, and above all, improve on our operations. They should see our actions as they perceive what we preach to them. Because if I came here and informed the public that this is what we do, for example, police bond is free, and someone goes to a police station and they are asked money for the release of a suspect who is entitled to free bond, then my actions will not be correlating with my speech. So we go ahead to encourage our officers to lead and act exemplary and professionally, such that by what we do, the population, the community will have to trust us. But I can assure you, through the different community meetings and engagements, people have now known what we do, what we can do, how we do our things. So it is improving with the time, and I know as if we only continue to be true to ourselves, as the community leaders, and the population in general, I'm sure that we will have cohesion on how we work. We will work out well and have joint solutions to our different community security problems. Okay. Yeah.
You know, trust also comes along with openness. When these community members do turn up for these meetings, how will you, how can you, can I say, compare their level of openness, them telling you things that are affecting the community and all that? Because somehow, somewhere, someone could think, oh, it's a police person and it's a uniform. They would reserve themselves and leave some information. How open are these community members?
Yeah, the community members keep being open, and I want to appreciate their honesty. You know, there are issues where you go into a community and you want particular information. Information that in one way or another affect or compromises their personal security. But I'm telling you, community members, because when we go down to these meetings, we encourage that we exchange contacts, you know, and we encourage people not to fear approaching police officers or even having time to visit a police station. I've always, whenever I'm on set here, I'm encouraging people to find the time, go visit a police station, go and find out what we do, go just to test how we receive clients and all that. So by our continuous interaction, we have seen that the openness and honesty of the people that we do serve has greatly improved. Someone can easily send you a WhatsApp text or a voice note. They have continued adding us into the different social WhatsApp groups. So we continue interacting. People will always come in and throw in a word or two, which in other words turns out to be good and relevant information on how we handle matters of security in the areas that we serve. So to me, as of now, I'm not worried about the openness of the public to giving us information, to even castigating us. You realize that when we go for such community meetings, people do castigate us. You know, they criticize us. And for us, we take criticism as one of the good things. Even when criticism is in a negative way, we see how to receive it positively, try to process it, and provide good out of that negative criticism. So we always encourage people, even if you see that where we are not doing right, it is your chance, it is your right to come and talk about it, to come and criticize us. It is through such information that we get to get back on the drawing board internally and see where we are not doing well, and we correct for the better. So if you ever have a challenge, Bwana Luke, never be ashamed, never be timid to try and inform us that here we are not doing right. Even if you are on set, trust me, a concerned person will see it. You never know, he will even get that clip, pass it on to the relevant people, such that we can correct ourselves on where things are not going well. Because we always emphasize that we should have feedback. However bad it might be, let us have it, and it becomes our singular responsibility to try and correct where things are not moving well. So feedback is very much relevant. Openness of the population is what we ask of you. We want to serve you in your better interest, such that you can be safe wherever you are, enjoy your country, enjoy your community, enjoy your society, such that we can all be safe.
All right. I think that's where we're going to be continuing from when we return from the break. But I believe you're now picking it up on how and why you should be part of these community security meetings. A short break and we return.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
Oh yes, the conversation continues. Of course, the importance and purpose of this community security meetings, of which you are supposed to be attending. If anywhere you hear that there is going to be one, please run and be part of it, because things to discuss there are always vital. And I've been tipped that even some politicians also make use of these platforms, because in their capacity, they may not be able to converge such gatherings themselves. But well, finally, when we move on, I want to understand how you ensure following up of the matters that are raised during these community meetings.
Yeah, of course, like I've told you, feedback is one of the issues we take strongly. Then, after the meetings, there is what we call evaluation. We always make sure that we evaluate ourselves. Then we must always have a follow-up, because once we are in a community security meeting, it's not for the purposes of meeting, greeting each other, hugging each other, and exchanging contacts. We aim at having a thorough discussion on how to manage security in our areas. So at the end of the day, community security meetings must have resolutions. We must resolve on how to proceed about matters we've discussed about. then it remains, we even apportion tasks. Who is supposed to do what as we attempt to fulfill our resolutions in our meetings. So as long as we are done with the review, we have apportioned the tasks, we go ahead to ensure that we follow up on who does what. And we continue pointing out a few challenges, why this was not done, how this one was done. And above all, we keep learning. Me as a security officer, when I hold a community security meeting in Kamocha, when it bears fruits, it becomes a lesson for me to even mobilize other communities to try and do the same. We have areas that have made it through these community security meetings. And I'm telling you, whatever discussion that they do have, you will find that their operation becomes very easy. Take, for example, in my area, there is a zone called Tuba. And I want to salute the chairman of Tuba for his courage in ensuring that the outcome, the resolution of the community security meetings are fully implemented. The chairman will always push police to ensure that once we agree on something, it is being implemented. Then he goes back in the community to also rally the community to ensure that we do not fall short of our resolutions in the community meetings. There is have you heard about the Muyenga model?
Muyenga model.
Yeah. No. So there is an area in Kabalagala Policing Division that is marking the political division called Muyenga. They have a community police post. And within them, you find that the local leadership is always in the lead in identifying the challenges affecting them, in mobilizing communities to support the activities of crime prevention, in mobilizing resources to try and iron out a few security challenges that the communities do face. So we always ensure that whatever that we do discuss, we do not just discuss and leave it in the dustbin, but we carry it on forward to see that whoever is tasked to do a kind of job, they actually do it. But we also keep supporting each other, because we believe once you leave security to be a responsibility of a single entity or a single individual, single organization, then it becomes to be challenging. So we ensure that we try to network, we try to effect our collaboration capacities, and we ensure that we do get the results of that meeting. So it is imperative upon us, including the community, to monitor and evaluate the progress of the outcomes of the meeting, the resolutions of the meeting, and probably even advise where we are getting derailed from the main course, such that we can always achieve, to avoid having the same problem, discussing the same matters, and having the same problem recur even when we've met. Then the impact of the meeting will lose the meaning. So our role is to ensure that whatever that we do discuss in the different meetings, we monitor its implementation, we monitor its operationalization, and to ensure that we can always keep moving forward. We shouldn't be zeroing on the same issue over a period of time. We brainstorm on the possible solution, and at the end of the day, we do not fulfill any of our resolutions. Then that would be bad. So we encourage everyone that is concerned that after the meeting helps us, it guides us to go and see how better we can implement on our resolution going forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you encountered any challenges while calling for these meetings?
Yeah, very many challenges, but we keep going and trying to see how we can fight them. You cannot do away with the problem of sabotage. Hey, once you are calling for a community meeting, the beneficiaries of crime can never be happy with you, because they know you want to find out what exactly is affecting the community. So if they are the ones orchestrating the commission of such crime, you realize that they will not be at good terms with you. So they will try to demobilize the attendance of such community meetings. They will try to spread propaganda against a meeting. Then like as of now, we are heading into a political or electoral season. So you are going to have different people labeling community meetings for a political kind of rally. So as we are summoning for these community meetings, we also keep in mind that in most of the cases, you are going to find people that will not welcome such meetings. Yeah. Then also, people are still ignorant. People still have a negative perception towards police. So as you are calling for a security meeting, someone will say, Batugambachi. So without delving into why a meeting has been summoned, someone is already in opposition. So they are ready to try and justify the need not to have that meeting. So they will give all sorts of excuses. They will try to demobilize. They will try to show that it is not worth. But like I've told you, we keep fighting these challenges because we must face them head on. There is nothing you are going to do without a challenge. But for you to be measured as a successful person, you must be in position to deal with such challenges. And we won't keep lamenting that you see, this is what is happening. No, our role, we will continue going head on with the challenges. They demobilize, we mobilize. They discourage, we encourage. So we go on to try and see that even our meetings are not covered by political sentiments. Because you realize that as you are holding a security meetings, you have maybe two different candidates, maybe the incumbent and the person that lost the election, they are in the same meeting. So each one of them will want to show that they are either doing something or the other is doing nothing about it. So you realize you have to keep a balance. And when you don't handle that very well, it may discourage future engagements. So the different challenges that we do get, sometimes we find challenges in having even venues where to hold such meetings. But we are very happy that you'll find that some of the proprietors of schools, they will always avail us with free space. There are those directors of the different spaces. You'll find you want to hold it in a recreation place, and they will always give you space. So for me, it's all about dealing with the challenges other than lamenting for us to have successful community meetings. And I will keep encouraging whoever is watching, please try to find out whether your community has had a security meeting, at least in the last 3 months. Okay. And if not, if you have something that is pressing hard, a security challenge, please inform the authorities. Let them come clean and try to organize one such that you can raise it. And through such meetings, we even get awareness. There are issues that we actually do not know. But when people come to us, they will even tell you we have a black spot, a crime spot, where maybe people suspected of committing criminal activities do converge. So do we find a mechanism of how we can break that cell and ensure that the community is kept safe? So we get a lot of advantages in having these community meetings. So the issue of challenges, we'll keep going head on with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for cases of maybe I can say women and the vulnerable, during such meetings, how do you ensure inclusivity, that even every person's voice is heard?
You know very well that we are a gender-sensitive force. The Uganda police force is a gender-sensitive force, meaning that in everything that we do, we ensure that the issue of gender is part of us. Like, for example, we can never go for a community meeting ourselves without maybe having female officers on board, because we believe there are issues we must talk about. There are family issues. There are women-related issues. There are children-related issues. There are men-related issues. So our role, first of all, is to ensure that we streamline and include gender in every aspect of our policing strategy. So when we conduct community security meetings, we encourage the disadvantaged groups to always voice up, even because we will say, okay, gender balance. During those discussions, you'll always hear issues like women first, gender balance. So meaning that if you are insensitive to gender, then you may lose the whole track. So our role is to ensure that we bring everyone in contention when we are having these community security meetings. We cannot forget the persons with disabilities, because we know for them they are again more vulnerable. For me, if you found me and I'm under attack, I can have the opportunity and the capacity to escape and evade. But for a person who is physically handicapped, for a person who is visually impaired, I'm talking about the blind, you know, for them they are more vulnerable. If a criminal is trying to snatch their bag, can they run? No. Probably no. So that's why when we are having such meetings, we encourage that we have a database of such communities, such that when we are doing mobilization, we also go through them. Okay. And when we are in such community meetings, we encourage that their voice be heard, how our different kind of activities do affect them, how our operations do affect them. So we ensure that we leave no one behind. We know that we must support those that have some kind of physical and other kind of weaknesses, to bring them on board such that they can be supported in the due course. Yeah.
And how have you been able to pull the youth to be able to attend such meetings as well?
Wow, interesting. The youth, and we are told they are the majority. And indeed, if we are to look at the crime statistics of in the crime report of 2024, you realize that I was here sharing it with you, I remember. Yes. You realize that more of the male youth are in incarceration compared to people above 35. The age between 15 and 35, we have committed more crime than the age above 35. And even, you can imagine, the boys between 15 and 35, they have committed more crime than all the female gender combined. So, meaning that we have a lot of challenge to try and bring the boy child or the youth on board in terms of fighting crime and avoiding crime. So, our role, we have programs that are specifically, we know that when we do such an activity, it will be targeting the youth. So, first of all, we have used games and sports. We reach out to them. We engage in football matches. We engage in, for example, when we are having different activities like the marathons and the runs, we make sure that we engage them. And by going closer to them, we bring them on board. I have just informed you that we have a program in Uganda Police under Brigadier General AIGP Damulira, who is the director for crime intelligence in Uganda Police. He has a program with the youth in the ghetto communities to try and bring them on board, see how to look into their different challenges and try to reform them, such that, because we believe we need to talk to this young boy on matters of crime and the benefit of him avoiding crime. See, we must bring the impact of crime to the knowledge of this young man. Do you know that some people do commit crime out of ignorance? Yeah. So, it is our singular responsibility to always go to them, even when they are in hiding. We encourage them not to fear us, because we know they have that fear. Someone who committed a crime last evening, when you call them that, please, we want to meet you, what will come into their mind? That it is a trap set for us to be arrested. Sure. But you know, we have gone ahead to create trust within them. That when we have such meetings, we cannot, apportion serious blame on them. But look at how best we can inform them that what they are doing may not be the best, such that they can now want to work closer to us. Even we have gone ahead to ensure that at least through the director crime intelligence and the director community policing, to ensure that at least we have programs designed for them. We go ahead to encourage them to get involved in government programs. We have skilling programs. So we go and inform them. Do you know that at times they don't have information? So you find that a young man has a lot of energy, but he has no skill. All he can do is to commit crime for survival. So our role is to try and call them to reformation, such that they can also live a decent life when they are not on run, when they are not suspicious of any security officer or law enforcement officer. So we shall go ahead to engage the youth. We know the numbers are alarming according to the statistics of crime, but we must be in position to deal with them. You know, we keep on engaging and engaging. Whoever feels that they have understood our program and our message, you find such people freely and willingly opening up and giving us information. So, and we are going ahead to create teams amongst them of those that have reformed to help reform others. So when we find out that people are reforming, we want to make them agents of reform, such that people can have examples where to emulate from, that you can be a person that has committed crime before. When you reform, you become blameless. So we are going ahead to create those agents from amongst them, people that have been like them, you know, encourage them not to go back into their older persons, to ensure that at least we can save something from this young boy child.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you evaluate the effectiveness of these engagements?
Yeah, so far so good, I can say, because like I've told you, we have a lot that we've gained out of this. Do you know that people have networked
Through the engagements?
Through the engagements.
Okay.
Now, other than the police to community engagement or networking, you know, people find themselves in such meetings and they get to know each other. Those that have greater marketing skills end up marketing their products, so they are closer to the market. What is the instigating factor? A community security meetings. Then also we have gone ahead to even profile ourselves. You see, that's why I will keep encouraging that let's go for these community security meetings. That's when you will know who your neighbor is. That's when you will know the people you stay with in the area. In most cases, in residential communities, you realize that there are people that live to whom it may concern. People that have almost zero chances of meeting, not even in the market, not even in the maybe at the barrio, because sometimes it doesn't segregate. But when we hold these different security meetings, people get to meet. But above all, even ourselves, we have been in position to internally correct ourselves. That's why I'm encouraging feedback. That however bad feedback is, however bad you feel what you are going to talk about police is, please speak it out. We are open to having having that matter digested internally, such that we can always improve and give you good service. But when you keep quiet, at times we will believe that we are doing our best. So if you find that a police officer is not behaving professionally, or he is misbehaving to that effect, please come to us, inform us. It is our responsibility to correct and reform our systems, to correct and reform our officers. Then, do you realize that the public perception has changed? You just asked me about it. You know, I tried to Google about the public perception about police and try to relate it to what I see. So you realize that the public used to look at the police as corrupt, as violent, as inhuman, as people that don't care about the welfare of the communities. You know, at times they used to ask Babazalawa that where do we come from? But through these engagements, I'm telling you, community members have the perception towards us is changing, in that they will invite a police officer to preside over a function in the community. They will invite a DPC to be a chief guest. They will invite a director to officiate a very important function. So to us, that is a plus. It's an addition, and it helps us evaluate ourselves and even work more to ensure that we keep in touch with the community, ensure that at least the community do appreciate what we do, and we keep improving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is time cutting us short, and I would request that you give us a closing remarks, just briefly, as we get out of here.
Yeah, thank you, Bwana Luke, for the wonderful moderation. I really like what you do. I can have a high five with you. Really, thank you, Family TV, for this wonderful time and the opportunity for us to speak to the public about matters of security. I want to encourage then that all of us that are concerned, that security is paramount. Security should always be one of the things that we look at when we are doing everything that we do. So whenever you realize that there is lapse in our systems, in our operations, please be willing to come and speak to us. I only encourage that you don't look for the IGP and all that, though you can look for him, but get used to your area police leaders, your area OCs, the police officers within the area where you serve. That's why we are zeroing on community. So that police station, that small police post within your area is where you should run to find assistance. And when you feel that we are neglecting you, which we don't deliberately intend to, please come and inform us. We are open to having a honest and fair conversation on how to manage your local security challenges and be in position to reform and provide good services. We love you so much. You are our clients. You are our partners. Let's work together. Let's ensure that we kick out criminality in our areas where we live. Let's not be too busy to ignore security of where we live. Where you live, be in touch with everyone, and let's ensure that we move together. Security is the epitome of our life. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Superintendent of Police Thomas Baboineki, who is the Community Liaison Officer for Chira Road. We really want to appreciate you for the insights that you've given us today, and I hope you have benefited out there. Now it is time for us to wind it up. I want to appreciate you so much for joining us this morning. Please stay on for other programs, but for now we want to wish you a lovely weekend and a lovely day ahead.
Issues at hand